Last night's victory over the Red Sox was the epitome of a team effort. So for the first time, we are awarding a team belt for excellent play across the board. Good hitting, good pitching, good defense. Yankees take 2 out of 3 from Boston.
This is the Frieze.
Mayhew very capable on that side of the infield, and Verdugo strikes out. 2 quick outs for Taillon. Torres swings and sends another drive out to left field. Verdugo will watch it fly.
0-2 mistake, fastball, and he beats him to the spot.
Kike sends a high fly ball into right. Ambergy on the run. Into left field. Allen got a late break. Creeps up on it to make the catch. Allen sends a drive out to center field. Duran setting up to bring it to the plate. Odor will tag up. Throw comes into third.
And Red Sox fans.
There's a swing and a big drive from Rougned Odor. That one's going to fly. 2-run homer. 5-0 New York.
It's just supreme confidence for that age.
That's well hit out to right field, and that one's going to go. 6 to start this appearance. Plawecki swings and puts a good pass on that one, sending it to center. Gardner on the move.
The Olympics are back, and it's time to award the gold medal for male grooming products, Manscaped. Their 4th generation performance package includes the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Talk about a world-class dismount into a post-quarantine world. The world is now open for business, and the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped is here to help get you ready. Inside, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, plus 2 free gifts, Performance Boxer Briefs and the Shed Travel Bag. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code NYY Recaps. That's all one word at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code NYY Recaps at manscaped.com. Your balls will feel like they won the gold. So help yourself, help my sponsor, help the show. Go to manscaped.com, use the code NYY Recaps. It feels good to have an off day in which you're not completely depressed over the way the Yankees are playing. Although there were some injuries last night. Trey Ambergy went out with a hamstring cramp. That's a little bit disappointing. Hopefully he'll be back. Yankees do have an off day today before they take on Philadelphia. And it's good to go into the off day feeling good after taking 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. Really nice job by Jameson Taillon. 3rd straight start in which he was really effective. He only had 3 strikeouts, but he was very efficient. He got a lot of soft outs. He was around the strike zone all night. So really nice job for Jameson Taillon. Yankees showed a little bit of power. Rougned Odor with a big home run. Ryan Lamar with a big home run, his first as a Yankee. Gleyber Torres homered in 2 consecutive games. You got to wonder if maybe he's starting to get that power stroke back together. I think a lot of Gleyber Torres' problems over the first half of the season are more mental than physical. And I'm not saying that he's a head case or anything like that. I'm saying that he was putting too much pressure on himself. He was trying too hard. You can tell in his swings that he's swinging really hard. He's still swinging very hard. But that's not necessarily a terrible thing all the time. I mean, look at Shohei Ohtani. The guy swings for the downs on every pitch. So do Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Gleyber Torres, I think, just gets a little bit outside of what he's capable of doing. Tries to do a little bit too much. Tries to hit the ball 900 miles. Good to see him have a little bit of success 2 days in a row. Hopefully that can get him going. I'll tell you, a red-hot Gleyber can be as dangerous as anybody in the game, pretty much. If he has a 10 or 15 game stretch while everybody else is out, basically, he could really help you weather the storm. But the Yankees are now 7 games back in the East, and I can't help but think, what would have been if the Yankees had played up to their potential in the first half and hadn't lost so many winnable games? I'm not saying they would be in first place, but I think they could potentially have been, 2 or 3 games back instead of 7. The game against the Angels comes to mind. The last game against the Astros come to mind. That's basically 2 games right there. That would be 5 games back. I'm sure, a couple of others that the Yankees could have won. Hell, if they had won half of the games in which they had a chance to sweep instead of just folding, they could be a lot closer to first place. The season is not over by a long shot. The Red Sox are going to be taking on the red-hot Blue Jays, and the Yankees get a day off at a time when they're waiting for guys to become eligible to come back from the COVID IL. Honestly, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if you had a couple of days of rainouts just to kind of kick the can down the road a little bit. Although I got to say, I've been very impressed with how the young guys have been playing. Greg Allen got the most votes for the belt during the game, but the game wasn't over. And so after the game, just judging by what I saw on Twitter and on some of the message boards, it felt like an entire team victory. And the only highlight I had from Greg Allen was the sac fly, when in actuality, the win doesn't happen without a great start from Jameson Taillon, a great night from Rougned Odor, not just the home run, but he also bunted. The Yankees played some small ball tonight. They hit and ran a couple of times. Ryan Lamar going all out, hurting himself, and then coming back to hit his first home run as a Yankee. I do wish the Yankees would have given Hoy Jun Park a chance to play in a victory over the Red Sox on Sunday Night Baseball. I'm really excited about this kid. I don't know why the Yankees won't really give him a shot. They see him as more of an infielder. I guess they don't like him in the outfield. I like his left-handed swing. I want to see him get an opportunity. I know the analytics people probably have issues with him, maybe his hard contact percentage or whatever, but the guy was putting up numbers in AAA. I want to see him get a shot. Aroldis Chapman came in the ninth with a big lead, and he almost gave up a home run. He gave up a shot to the center field wall. First pitch pretty much hit the Bull Durham reference, threw it right to the backstop, and you're thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen this time? Is he really going to blow this lead? But he was able to get it together. And that's what I was saying. That's why you should have brought him in with a big lead in Houston. Because even if you have a little bit of a rough start, with a big lead like that, a guy who throws as hard as he does and has that nasty splitter, you figure he would put it together. He wouldn't feel the stress from that big inning. I was really hoping that the Yankees would use him in Houston, but they didn't. And history wrote that story as a loss. I do got to say, I love what I'm seeing from Greg Allen. He's a switch hitter. He's got a ton of speed. He's a contact guy. He brings a new way for the Yankees to play baseball. You're able to hit and run a little bit. You're able to steal bases. This guy is really fast. Honestly, even when everybody else comes back, I would love to see Greg Allen become your center fielder for a couple of weeks and see what he can do. He might be a flash in the pan. He might be somebody who gets exposed after a lot of playing time. But right now, I'm loving the energy that he brings to this team. And credit where credit's due. We give Brian Cashman a lot of crap because he built an entire team of right-handed hitters. But he did find Greg Allen, or at least his scouts did, and he was able to pick him up. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, though. Giancarlo Stanton was 0 for 5. He left 4 men on base. He's down to 258. He's got an 812 OPS. He's really looked lost since the All-Star break. They're talking about maybe playing him in the outfield in the next week or two. I'll believe that when I see it. He did show a little bit more speed yesterday. He was able to beat out a double play ball. Chris Gittens is down to 107 since he got called up. I will say this about Chris Gittens, though. I like his swing. It's very short, very quick, very compact. He's got a big strike zone, and he tends to pull his head off the ball. If you watch, when he misses a lot of time, he's looking at left field. But we know that he has opposite field power. We've seen it a number of times in spring training. If he would just keep his eye on the ball, I think he would do a lot better. Trey Ambergy, of course, had that hamstring issue. They're calling it a cramp. I don't know if he'll be back this week. I haven't seen anything about him being put on the injured list. It would be a real shame if he went on the injured list because he still doesn't have his first major league hit. And you don't know how many chances a young guy like this is going to get. He was 0 for 2. Brett Gardner came in and replaced him and went 1 for 2, picked up a base hit through the left side. Really, it was the bottom of the order that did the most damage. Odor was 2 for 3 with 2 ribbies. Ryan Lamar was 2 for 3 with 2 ribbies and 2 runs scored. Greg Allen was 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and a walk. And the Yankees picked up 8 hits. The bullpen was pretty solid. Chad Green went 1 2/3 of hitless baseball. He did have 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. His ERA on the season down to 2.79. By the way, Jameson Taillon is down to 4.60. He's creeping towards respectability. Zach Britton pitched 2/3 of an inning. He did give up 1 earned run. Struggled with his command a little bit, 2 walks. Lucas Litke got out of it, and then Aroldis Chapman worked a scoreless 9th inning. Hard to believe Aroldis Chapman's ERA is 4.26 after beginning the season the way he began, where he wasn't scored upon for something like 15 or 16 innings to begin the season. It was looking like he could be a Cy Young candidate early on. He was positively dominating, but it fell apart quickly. Hopefully he can put it back together the way that Garrett Cole has. Upcoming schedule for the Yankees, they play 2 against Philadelphia at home beginning on Tuesday night. They've got the day off, so that's nice. And then they go to Boston. They play 4 in Boston, then they have a day off, and then they play 3 against Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, and then 3 against Derek Jeter's Miami Marlins. So this is going to be a tough road trip after they finish off the Phillies series. You've got to win both games against Philadelphia. I'm sorry, you just have to give yourself a chance and to be feeling good going into this road trip. This Boston series on the road is going to be really, really tough, and Tampa Bay always plays the Yankees very, very tough in Tampa Bay. I've got to say, I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried this might be the last, 10-day stretch of the season or so in which it's really competitive for the Yankees, and then we might have 2 months of mediocrity. Now would be a good time for Brian Cashman to inject some life into this team. If he can get a player today, I would love to see the Yankees go out and get somebody today that can make his debut in pinstripes, maybe get feeling good, and then have a good series against Boston. I don't know who that person is. Maybe it's Joey Gallo. Maybe it's somebody else. But it might be time to inject a little bit of life. After the Yankees play in Miami, they come home for a long stretch. They play Baltimore for 3. And Baltimore has not been, I guess, the punching bag for the Yankees this season that they have been in the past. They've played the Yankees pretty tough. And then Seattle comes in for 4 games. And then the Yankees head out to Kansas City for 3. And then you take on the White Sox. And you get the Field of Dreams game. That should be a ton of fun. So we've got a challenging schedule coming up. Hopefully the Yankees can rise to the occasion. I'm loving the energy from these young guys. We'll see what happens. I'll see you next time.
Yo, all rise, gunning for the winning position. No kidding, I'm bringing a venomous sound when I'm around. It's the power like cold, throwing up your ball, leave you with smoke. Don't you know, no slacking when the cracking hits.